Hello there. Sorry for the downer video yesterday, guys. Today's video is definitely going to be a lot more fun. I actually just got this brand new lens, brand new to me. It's the Canon 75-300. And I'm going to go out and test it out around downtown today. I don't have my second camera, so I'm actually only going to be able to take photos, and then I'll put those photos here and kind of talk about what I learned and what I found from this lens on my Canon EOS RP. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited to test this out. Now, the reason that I got this lens is because I wanted it as kind of a placeholder until I'm able to afford a 70-200 f2.8, and this was the cheapest telephoto lens I could find. It was actually only like 45 bucks or something like that. So I'm going to test it out, see if I can get some good images from it, and show you what those look like here. Let's go, guys. Now this one should be really interesting because I actually don't shoot much on telephoto lenses. It's basically a completely different style for me, but I'm looking forward to it. I prefer to try to shoot wide angle lenses, and for a long time the 50mm was just my favorite lens all around, but I really like trying to learn how to use wide angle lenses because it forces you to think about the composition, because you can't just kind of isolate a subject with a wide angle lens like you can with a telephoto. Alright guys, I'm going to pop this lens on the camera now and let's go shoot. Alrighty guys, let's go over those photos. I'm only going to go over about 3 of the photos that I shot today. If you want to see more of the photos that I shot with this lens, go follow me on Instagram. I'll link that down below. I just want to go through 3 of my favorites and talk about what I liked about this lens, talk about what I didn't like, so let's jump right into it. Alright, so I basically did some street photography with this lens. In this first photo, we've got a gentleman wearing a Cardinals jacket, kind of walking down the street. I just really liked how this image turned out. I actually shot these all in RAW, and then I was able to kind of bring the contrast down a little bit. I think it was just slightly too contrasty. Not really sure that's the lens's fault, but I was shooting in a pretty flat profile, so partially. Pretty good image, came out really sharp. The colors look really nice. I was just really pleased with that one overall. Wanted to show it here. Okay, up next we've got this picture of, I believe that's the Italian flag. Correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. I really liked how this image turned out. The lighting looked awesome. You have shadowed areas, you have highlight areas, you have the reflection in the glass. And the reason I wanted to show this one is because it kind of shows how sharp this lens can be and how the colors look on this lens. And you can see everything from the green to the red to the blue, a little bit of yellow in the background. Everything just looks really good. I will say if you zoom in really close, you probably can't see it here on YouTube, but there's a bit of chromatic aberration going on, and that's to be expected with a really cheap lens. But overall, really sharp image. I like how that looks a lot. And for the last image that I chose, we've got this image of this lady kind of walking down the street, looking in a shop, you know, trying to decide if she wants to buy whatever she's looking at. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I chose this one for a couple reasons. I think you can kind of see in the background that the bokeh looks really nice from this lens. The focus is really sharp. Everything looks really clear that's in focus, and the background is really blurred out. Looks really nice, kind of soft bokeh. And you can kind of see that the highlight roll off is actually really nice on this lens for such a cheap lens. But yeah, overall really pleased with how that image turned out as well. Okay, so overall review of the lens. It's pretty sharp. Not the sharpest lens in the world, but it's not the softest either. Definitely a nice middle ground where you don't have something that's too sharp and you don't have something that's too soft. There are chromatic aberrations, that's a bit of a problem, and the focus is really slow. This is the 3rd model of this lens, so I would imagine it has the fastest focus of all of them, but it's still really slow focus. It gets the job done, but if you're trying to capture wildlife or something, you're going to want something with a much faster focus. Definitely a cool lens though. I like the way these images are turning out, and I'm really excited to keep using it. Do you guys have this lens? Are you thinking about buying this lens? Leave me a comment below. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer those to the best of my abilities, and we'll see you next week for another video, guys.